All right, fans. Uh, Gonna do another painting today, and I started out over here. I'm gonna show you what I've done. I've covered the canvas with liquid clear and a little bit of yellow ochre. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make a winter scene. We ain't gonna use a whole lot of colors today. We're just gonna make a good, soft glow winter scene, and maybe some water down in here in different places. And might even throw a cabin in the mix. Uh, so if you want to paint with us, you can join on. This is a standard 18 by 24 by 30-inch canvas, and I prepared it. We're doing that Bob Ross technique, wet on wet. So I've covered the canvas with liquid clear and a little yellow ochre. So we're gonna start this scene now. To start with, we're gonna take a little of the titanium white. We're gonna make us a bright spot, a glowing spot up in this area up in here. So take a little of the white, take the old trusty 2-inch brush and kind of beat it down in the colors down in the brush. We're gonna go up here and we're gonna make us a bright shiny area in this. So here's what we're just gonna drop it in. Just start going like that right there, and just kind of blending that spot in together. Just kind of blend it all down in there, like that right there. Now, we got us a bright, shiny spot, as you can see, right in here, in this area, and it's going to kind of enhance the painting in a minute. Let me wash my brush out, and I'll be right back. Now, we're going to make us a pretty sky up in here. Like I said, we're going to use some earth tones today. So you can do this with blue or whatever you want to, but we're going to make it with some earth tones today. So we're going to use the browns. I got a little of the burnt umber, just a little of the black to kind of tone it down a little bit. A little of the midnight black, and just kind of darken it up. Really gonna be the brown type colors. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up in here and start making some streaks, like streaks of clouds in different places. And what you want to do is you just want to come down here and do this right here, maybe. All the way across, wherever you think there might be some types of streaky clouds, and bring it all down in here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the old trusty, beat the excess paint, clean your paintbrush back out. Always clean your paintbrushes back out when you're gonna mix in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a clean, dry brush, with no paint on it. We're gonna blend this in. Just kind of come softly across this and just blend all that in, those streaks and things across in that sky. Just kind of blend it in real soft. Don't press hard, just real soft. Come in and blend all that down in together into that sky. Leave the excess paint off. Now, if you want, which I'm going to probably do, take some little bit of titanium white. See a little of that on there, and just a wee touch of the brown and the black. I'm gonna kind of make a grayish color. I'm kind of make a grayish color, if you can see that on that palette. Just kind of take the corner of the brushes, and we're gonna kind of make some streaks along up in here, different places, and just let all this, see, this stuff's gonna mix in with the liquid clear that's underneath there. And make all these little things in the sky. Just kind of blend it in and swirl it around and make these little upward motions. Just kind of come across and smooth it all out. Just kind of making this a dark, kind of smoky looking sky. That's kind of what you want. Now, I'm gonna go right back into our browns. Really load a lot of paint onto the brush. Get a lot of paint into that fan brush. Go right back into the browns. So now we're going to take the corner of the brush. Don't go straight in, but just use the corner of the brush and kind of start right along inside where you want it. We're going to make some kind of like some grassy areas. And just what you do is you just take and push upward with your brush. See what I'm doing there? Just take and push upward with the corner of the brush. Now if you start in with the other way, you're going to wind up with some smiley faces. Kind of like that right there. Just put us a little line. I'll tell you what we'll do. Come in here with these browns again. Put some more paint on the brush. Maybe there's a tree that lives right here. Now take the corner brush and just kind of push it up. And you make all these wonderful little effects on these trees right here, like this right here. See how you can make a pretty little tree in the background? Maybe he's got one buddy that lives right here. See how easy it is to put those trees in? Let me move this in a little closer while I'm doing this, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Maybe there's one that's over here. There's one lives right there. Maybe he's got a buddy that lives right in here. Kind of like that right there. See this? Maybe we got one. Maybe we got one right there. See how easy it is to make those trees off, and there ain't much detail on them because they're off in the background, kind of all far in the background. You can put as many or as few as you like. I kind of like a lot of trees, so I have a tendency to put a lot of trees in my painting sometimes a little bit too many. You can get too much if you don't watch it. Cleaning the brush out. All right, now take a 2-inch brush, dry 2-inch brush. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here and we're just gonna start right here. Take the brush and get it to base and pull straight down. Straight down. See how I'm pulling it straight down? See, I'm pulling, touch the base and pull straight down. Like that right there. Just grab some of that brown color, then take it and just gently go across and make those reflections. See how easy it is to make reflections? You don't have to labor over it too long. It won't take long to make reflections. I always clean the brush out. Now, I'm going to get the fan brush. I said we was going to make this a winter scene, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go in here and get some titanium white and just really load the brush up. You want to really load the brush up with some titanium white. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to decide up here where we're going to start making some snowbanks in here. So what this white's going to do is going to pick up on some of that color, and it's going to pick up on that clear underneath. And you're going to make what you're going to do is you're going to touch right here, maybe touch right here, and pull straight, and just kind of go down with the lay of the land like that right there. See how that is? Go back into the white. Get you a little more color on there. Just kind of come down and pull it. Pull it. See how that is? It adds that color in there. So you can put as many, as few as you want. Kind of looks like snow, doesn't it? What we're going to do is come over here on this side, do the same thing. Take the corner of that brush, start right there and just push and draw it. Maybe it all comes together like that right there. See how easy it is to make snow on the ground. Just kind of turn in there, and you can go back and add little streaks here and there. Kind of let it flow down in there like that right there. You got all this coming in here like this. You can drag as much or as little as you want. All right, now here's what we're gonna go back into those browns with your 2-inch brush. We got the 2-inch brush. We'll go back into those browns. We're gonna start making some bushes and stuff, some different places. Drag that paint down in there and just kind of drag it down in there like that right there. A lot of color down in the brush. A lot of color in the brush. All right, you gotta turn the brush over. All right, we're gonna start making some little bushes in different places. Let's decide it's gonna be right in here. And kind of turn it where you can see this side of the palette. All right, maybe there's some bushes that land down in here. We just want to get the basic shape right now. That's all we want to do. We ain't worried about the bottom yet. We just want to get that basic shape. Go into them browns. So all we want to do is get that basic shape. Maybe there's some more that is over here. A little closer, so it'll be a little bigger. Maybe they're a little closer, so they're gonna be just a little bit bigger. Put as few and as many as you want in your painting. This is just getting a basic shape on it right now. Let me move back out where you can see the whole painting. All right, now you see the painting? That's all we want to do right now, just put a few basic shapes on it. Go back, get the fan brush, go back into the white. Come up here and kind of dress some of this up with some. Maybe there's a snowbank lives back in here. See, let some of that color stay on that white as you drag it through and make shadow areas. Maybe it's not so bright over here. Kind of think about hills and the way the land might lay. See, you can come over here. Maybe let's go down in here like this right here. Just anywhere you think it might be. See how that color goes? Maybe I'm gonna make some more bushes over here. I tell you what. Let's take the old trusty round brush. Round brush. Go back into them browns. Get us some color on there, maybe. Maybe just a little touch of white. Gotta brighten it up a little bit. Maybe there's some bushes that kind of live along this edge right here. Maybe there's some bushes. Anywhere you think they might be. I'm going to change brushes. I don't like the way that brown brush is doing it. So I'm going to the 1-inch brush. Yeah, there we go. That 1-inch brush. So I'm coming down in there like that. Now we can go back into the fan brush. Make us some more snowbanks. Tell you what, before we do that, let's pull some color down. Let's have a little water down in there. Let's have a little water down in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, we're gonna pull this color down. Grab that and pull it straight down. Just grab that and pull it straight down. Go straight across. Kind of blend that down in there. Like that right there. Now what we can do is take the old trusty knife, cut us in a water line. Take the knife, palette knife, where you can see it or not, palette knife. We're going to take this paint, we're going to pull it out flat. Cut across and get a little roll of paint on it. What we're going to do is we're going to go up here and we're going to kind of cut a water line in right here. Let's just kind of cut a water line in. Maybe. Maybe there's a little water line in here. Let's cut a little water line. Just kind of put that knife and just kind of cut down on the edge. I don't know whether you can see that or not. I'll zoom in so you can see. See that little edge that we got on there? Kind of looks like it's down at the water's edge. Gives it some depth and pushes all that back. Now, now we can take our fan brush. Right back into some more of that titanium white. Maybe there's a place that comes right down in here. Maybe this is where the water stops. See how we come down there, we just make some snow. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna fill this in down here with snow. It's that easy to make some snow. Maybe we got some over here on this side. Maybe it comes down in here like this. Down in here like this right here. Just kind of rough that brush and just let that paint, canvas will grab what it wants. So you create all these little effects by just pulling that brush and letting that thing look just like snow is drifted down in the corners in here. Now we got some pretty little, maybe this is just a river. Maybe this is just a stream. Maybe this goes down in here like this. Kind of down in here like this right here. Maybe this goes down in here like this. Come down in there like that right there. Maybe that's what we'll make. A good little stream across there. See how easy it is to make that snow? It isn't hard. You don't have to labor for hours trying to do it. It looks just like it's been snowing all night long. I'll tell you what. Let's go back here. Let's take this knife and let's make us a little cabin back here. Maybe somewhere in the back here. Take that titanium white, pull it out, get a little roll of paint across the corner of it. Maybe there's a cabin lives right in here, maybe. You got a little cabin way back off out here in the distance. Maybe we'll put it right here. Paint, go across. Maybe it's right down in here. Now you take some of this brown, cut across. We're going to take this brown, just put them straight down right there. Let's add a little black to that. Let's add a little black to that. We ain't worried about the bottom right now, because we'll straighten that up. We'll straighten that up in a minute. Come down right there with it. We'll straighten all that up in a minute. Maybe lives way back off out there in the distance. You can't hardly see it. Let me wipe the knife off. Wipe my knife off. Let's get a little roll of that white paint. Just gotta make like it's some logs in here or something. Bring it back off out in the distance in the hills out there. Take some black, maybe the corner of the brush. Just put a way to get in there. Kind of put a door on that thing right there. Take the end of the knife and put a little door on it. Alright, we'll take the thinning brush. Get more titanium white. We can fix the wood of this. Let's put some snow right down in there. Kind of like a shadow down in there. See, that white is, that black will cover up a lot of stuff. That white will. Maybe there's some shadow down in there. Back off out in that hill. Maybe there's a little path that kind of comes down in there. Maybe there's a little path that kind of comes off down in there. Maybe there's a little path that comes off down in there. Kind of goes down the hill a little bit They wiped their feet and walked in different areas. So you can take it and smooth it up however you want it. And a little path comes down in there by that thing. Maybe. Maybe there's a little chimney. Kind of comes up right there. Maybe there's a little bit of snow on top of it. Let's cut across that, make a little bit of snow on this rooftop. A little bit more. Let's make that rooftop a little bit more pronounced across the top of there. Cabin's off out in the distance. You can't hardly see it. Kind of off out in the distance. And really ain't got a whole lot of detail to it. So here's an interesting little thing. We take a little liner brush. Dip it in a little paint thinner. Get it kind of thin. Let's make a little smoke coming out of this chimney up here. Smoke coming out of that chimney. Yeah, maybe they got a little fire in there. A little fire in there. Alright, now let's get a little crazy. Let's make some bigger trees down on this bank out here. Maybe there's some evergreens and trees that live out down on this bank down here. So let's go back into our browns. Really get some color in there. Brown, maybe a little black, kind of dull it down a little bit. Get a lot of color on that brush. Maybe there's a tree that lives right here. Right here. Right here. And maybe he's got a buddy that kind of lives right here by, but he's a little bit crooked, so he's just down in here like it right there. You just have to see how that pushes that back. Now we take the little liner brush. Take our liner brush, get in the blacks, get some more paint thinner. We're gonna get that paint real thin. Gonna go into the little bit of paint thinner. Want that thin, 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 thin. We're gonna come along and put a few little limbs and twigs on this thing. So decide where you want it and just drop it in. Decide where you want them. Just drop them in. Get it thin as water. That's what you want. You want it real thin. So thin paint will stick to a stick. So we got a few little twigs and things here. Maybe back in there we got a little bit of that. Tell you what. Let's just make them into evergreen trees, shall we? Let's make them into evergreen trees. Maybe we got one there right in here. Maybe we got one of those right in there. Let's go back in that thing. Make them into some pine trees. Yeah, let's get a little more of that. A little more of that brown. Let's get a little more of that brown color on that brush. Maybe this one here. I told you before, it's kind of crooked, so he kind of lived a rough life. He just kind of out here. He's just really been rough. Rough life for him. They got rough life for him. Maybe we got some kind of live over here too. Maybe we got one live right here. We'll throw him right in. Just kind of get in there and kind of put them limbs down on him. Press harder the further you go down the tree. That way you get all these limbs out on it. Just go further down the tree. Just press down in there. See how all that just sets that back off into the edge out there. Now you can take the fan brush. And go back into those whites again. Go back into the white. Kind of clean all that up down here on the bottom. See how we clean that up right down in there? Smooth that up. We can smooth all that up. I tell you what, let's put a little highlight on. Maybe it snowed during the night. Take some just straight out white. And I tell you what, we'll get a little liquid white. We'll get a little liquid white. Liquid white and stick to that thicker paint. I'm busy. What we're gonna do is go into that liquid white. Put a little highlight on these trees like it's been snowing all night. Just come down and then put some white on it. Leave some of your dark areas. That way you can just put a little highlight down on them tree limbs. Like it's been snowing all night long. See how that looks? Forget about this side. You can even go back, put a little highlight on those back trees if you want. Don't take much. Just a little bit down in there. Put a little bit down on them trees in there. Kind of bring it back down in there. Just here and there, just put a little touch to it. Kind of puts a little depth to it down in there. And now, see, we got a pretty little river scene. Let's go scratch it a little bit on. Maybe there's a little water line right down in there. Let's scratch some little areas right in here. Just kind of give it the illusion of the water. A little illusion, put a little white streaks down in here. And I think we'll just pretty much call that quits. I think that's a finished paint.